all due respect to Jesse Love, this was his greatest Xfinity Series performance yet, but this race was also the final nail in the coffin of this current playoff format. How's it going, y'all? My name is Eric. Welcome to Out of the Groove on the Go, presented by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever. I am seated just outside of the Phoenix Raceway Media Center. We just watched the final Xfinity Series race ever. The O'Reilly Auto Parts Series branding takes over in 2026. While last night we all collectively breathed a sigh of relief that Corey Heim, 12-time winner this season, clinched the Truck Series championship he rightfully deserved. Tonight we're not breathing so easily. Tonight everyone feels a little uptight. It's like our stomach is in the back of our throats. Look, we can talk about the format in just a few minutes. I know that's what you all want to get to, but I don't want this to come off as an anti-Jesse Love video, so I actually want to spend a couple minutes praising Jesse Love, Danny Stockman Jr., Richard Childress Racing, especially for their performance tonight. Jesse Love is up on that stage, celebrating with the cool Infinity/Xfinity logo trophy. They won the championship under the format that was established in the preseason, under this format that has been established now for many, many years. So I want to begin by giving the number 2 team their due credit, because Jesse Love did run a phenomenal race. When that 2-car fired off, when the green flag flew, they were not a top 10 car. They were like a 12th place car at best. Jesse Love going the wrong direction. But as day turned to night and the team got the chance to make a couple of adjustments, by the end of stage 2, Jesse Love was a top 5 car. Danny Stockman, veteran crew chief who won an Xfinity Series championship under a completely different format over a decade ago with Austin Dillon, is still at the top of his game, made a great adjustment, got that car better as track conditions changed, everything cooled off, the sun fully set, the moon was out. That 2-car got better and better, passed every single championship 4 driver straight up. They were the best team tonight. They deserved to win this race. Congratulations to Jesse Love, Danny Stockman, Richard Childress, and that whole team.
At the end of the day, I want to walk in the room and feel like the man, right? And I did, right? And for quite a while, like once I had like my breakout ARCA season, I was like the hottest thing for the most part, with the exception of probably Corey. And then Connor kind of took that away from me. And it's been really tough, right? Hard to deal with that. Just the way that your friends look at you, the way that the fans look at you, it's all tough. It was a hard pill for me to swallow. I sat down one day and I was like, well, I can't control, what Connor does, right? But I can control what I do. And every day I woke up and he's motivated me to be better, right? Because I don't like losing to him. And I've woke up every day trying to beat him, probably more than myself. So as much as tonight makes me feel really good, I'm not going to have Connor to compare myself to next year, so I'm going to have to change that mindset pretty quick.
They bookend this season with a win at Daytona and a win in the season finale at Phoenix. 2.5 wins, if you will, because they did also win Rockingham in the spring, got DQ'd a bit later. But anyway, what are the odds that Junior Motorsports would once again lose a 3v1? It happened here 3 years ago, right? 2022, Junior Motorsports had 3 cars in the championship and lost to Ty Gibbs in a Toyota. It's happened twice. Insert Doofenshmirtz reference, something about 2 nickels. So I want to give Jesse Love credit. He lost the lead to his best buddy and rival, Connor Zilisch, but was able to rally, regroup, chase him down, and get the lead back. Great poise under pressure. Great performance from that team. What a time to get their first official non-super speedway win. Congratulations to Jesse Love. He's an ARCA champion, now an Xfinity Series champion. You can't mark that off his record. What a performance tonight by that young man and this race team. Okay, I wanted to begin this video by giving Jesse Love some love, because I know he's going to be in the crossfire on social media over the next few days. But if we can be honest now, Jesse Love winning the 2025 NASCAR Xfinity Series championship is kind of like that kid in the group project that does like one thing and then takes credit for the whole project. Like I said at the beginning, if last night wasn't already, tonight is the final nail in the coffin for the one-race, winner-take-all championship structure. NASCAR's constant pursuit of parity above all else bit them in the ass tonight, officially. Let me give you all a brief history lesson, kids. Go back to 2003. A driver named Matt Kenseth clinched the 2003 NASCAR Cup Series championship 2 weeks early thanks to a consistent season full of seventh-place finishes. The next season, NASCAR introduced the Chase, where the top drivers would duke it out in a 10-race condensed season at the end of the year. Then, a man you may have heard of named Jimmy Johnson with crew chief Chad Knaus won 5 chases in a row, 6 championships in 8 years. Ratings dipped throughout most of that run, so NASCAR introduced the Championship 4 winner-take-all season finale we have today. This way, NASCAR could guarantee that every season would essentially end in a tie, and this race would serve as the Game 7 tiebreaker. NASCAR has chased parity above all else, and only in the past few months, maybe the past year or two, have they realized that an abundance of parity makes it more difficult for true superstars, for true generational talents to stand out from the pack. Connor Zilisch is a generational talent, or at the very least, he had a generational rookie season. I don't even have to use the rookie label. He could have been a 10-year vet, and what he did this year would still be incredible. 10 wins, more top 5s, top 10s than anyone, more playoff points earned than anybody, more pole awards than anybody, best average finish, 8th place average finish for the year. Remember, from spring Talladega to fall Talladega, 18 straight top 5 finishes. Connor Zilisch dominated this season, but because NASCAR doesn't really like domination, they're scared of domination. They saw the ratings dip during Jimmy's run. They heard fans moan and groan about the Big 3 in 2018. Because NASCAR hates domination, Connor Zilisch's generational season was wiped clean this weekend because the Championship 4 enter this weekend tied. Again, this race is supposed to be a tiebreaker. Have you seen the movie Cars, when Chick Hicks, Lightning McQueen, and The King tied at the Motor Speedway of the South and went to a runoff tiebreaker race in Southern California? You remember the plot of Cars 1? NASCAR basically said, yeah, we'd like to see that every single season. Doesn't matter how many races Connor Zilisch won this year. Doesn't matter how many laps he led, how many more top 5s he scored than the rest of his competition. For tonight's race, with the Xfinity Series championship at stake, he would be tied with winless Carson Kvapil, for goodness sake. Again, I don't want this to sound anti-Jesse Love. Jesse Love ran a great race tonight, but Connor Zilisch objectively had a far greater season. And that's what the championship is supposed to reward. Look, I guess I would be more upset or more emotional right now if we didn't know that the format was going to change next year. Like, NASCAR's all but said straight up, yeah, one race, winner take all, Championship 4 tiebreaker, that's going away. We know that at this point. Playoffs may still be around in some form or fashion, which y'all know me, I'm okay with. But one race where everyone's reset to 0, wiping out dominant seasons, that doesn't work. And last night to some degree, but especially tonight, exposed that officially. See, like the Cup Series race tomorrow with Hamlin, Briscoe, Byron, and Larson, you could argue those have been the 4 best drivers in the Cup Series this season. And among that group, nobody's had a runaway season. Like, if any one of those drivers wins the championship tomorrow, you could make a very compelling case as to why they deserve it. You cannot make a serious case tonight that Jesse Love was the most championship-deserving driver when you look at their body of work over the course of this season. You just can't. So that's the thing about this format. When the parity is what NASCAR wants it to be, this format can work to some extent. But when you have dominant seasons like Corey Heim in the trucks or Connor Zilisch in Xfinity, the pitfalls of this format are exposed on the biggest and brightest stage. Connor Zilisch finished 3rd tonight. He did clinch the Rookie of the Year, so that's a plus, I guess, a consolation prize, if you will. He was very emotional after the race, you could tell, but as we come to expect with Zilisch, he handled this defeat with incredible grace.
I'm still so proud of my team and what we've accomplished this year. We have nothing to hang our heads about. We were the best car for 2/3 of the year, and we dominated until these last 3 races, and yeah, it cost us a championship. So we'll we'll keep our heads high. We are walking home with more than 3 times as many trophies as anybody else, and we won the most races, have the most top 10s, top 5s, poles. There's no reason we should be upset because of this outcome. Yeah, I'll remember this year forever, and I just wish I could have gone out on top and left them with a championship, but I guess not.
I know I'm coming down pretty hard on this winner-take-all season finale style format. Justin Allgaier, who finished 4th tonight, did not have the handle at the end to run with the leaders. He took a more gentle approach when asked by Matt Weaver about how we come to terms with Zilisch not winning and what Allgaier thinks of this format more broadly.
Look, at the end of the day, the format is the format, and we have to race to the format, right? It doesn't matter if it's a one-race format, 33 races, 5, 7, 10. Our job as racers and as teams is to go out there and make the most of it. I don't dislike the format. It's bit me way more than it's ever helped me. But last year when it benefited us, it was great, right? So I don't know what the right answer is. I know last night social media was abuzz because Corey actually won. Tonight is probably going to be flip-flopped, right? And people are going to be upset because Connor didn't win, but look at the season that Jesse's had, and you look at what he did. I mean, not only did he win the championship, he won the race. He drove by all of us. He did all the right things. That, to me, is doing what your job is and excelling at it, and they rose to the occasion, and we didn't. I'm not mad about it. I just got to go work harder next year, and if the format is the same, make the most of it, and if it's not, we'll do something different.
As far as what actually happened in this race, this is a race review after all. Championship 4, Carson Kvapil just never really had it. I think his best run of the day was the first run of the race, but when the sun went down opposite of Jesse Love, they lost the handle. Justin Allgaier was really good early on. When he got clean air, he drove off, but second half of this race, Jesse Love was closer and closer to Allgaier's bumper. Allgaier's team had an issue on their final pit stop. They came out 4th. Jesse Love, Zilisch had clean air, and that was all she wrote. Allgaier said the final set of tires just didn't react well. Maybe it was being in dirty air, combination of factors, but Allgaier comes home 4th. Eric Almirola wins the Owners' Championship for Joe Gibbs Racing. Gosh, that's unbelievable. Junior Motorsports not only had 3 drivers in the Drivers' Championship, they had 2 cars in the Owners' Championship, and they come out of here empty-handed. Brutal. 1 year ago, the highest of highs for Dale Jr., Kelly Earnhardt Miller, Junior Motorsports. Tonight, in many ways, the lowest of lows. A very unfortunate missed opportunity for that race team. Taylor Gray showed pretty good speed tonight for a good stretch, just like last week at Martinsville, so cool to see him end the year strong. Where'd my guy Brennan Poole finish? Because he was in a heated battle with the Colleague cars for a top 20 owners points position, which he said today at our live show is worth a $75,000 year-end bonus for the team. 18th for Brennan Poole. He beat Brendan Queen by 1 position. They were tied. The 11 and the 44 were tied in owners, so that should mean Brennan Poole beats the 11. And let's see, where was the 10? Where was Danny Dimes? 28th. I think unofficially, and I will add an asterisk here if I'm wrong, I think that means Brennan Poole beat the Colleague cars to get top 20 owners for the second straight year. That's a $75,000 bonus for Alpha Prime Racing. Brennan Poole, man, my guy, veteran, experience. I hope he gets a really good opportunity next year in the Xfinity Series. He's told me that there's some decent teams out there that are, maybe an option. I hope someone takes a shot. Brennan Poole tonight, back against the wall. His own championship 4 just beat 2 Colleague racing Chevys. I know Colleague isn't what they used to be, but that's still impressive when you compare Colleague to Alpha Prime's budget. Anyway, shout out Brennan Poole. I think I've said all that needs to be said. This one race, winner-take-all championship 4 has overstayed its welcome. Whatever new format NASCAR creates next season, we need a larger sample size at the end of the season, and any points resets. If there's just one reset with 10 races to go, or if there are multiple eliminations, multiple rounds, any points reset, whether it's playoff points or some other mechanism, something needs to be in place to reward drivers who win, who've had success throughout the year. No more resetting to 0. I'm tired of NASCAR punishing greatness like that. That's all I care about in a future format. If you want to do points resets, have a 10-race chase, whatever, you still need to reward the dominant regular season drivers. Give them a head start. NASCAR loves to compare to stick and ball sports. Consider that home field advantage. The best regular season teams earn home field advantage. The best NASCAR regular season teams should earn a playoff point advantage, a head start, if you will. Anyway, that's it. Like I said, I'd be more upset, more emotional if this wasn't going to change, but since we know it is, I don't know. I guess there's just not much else to say. I'm sure you've already said your piece down in the comment section below, but if you haven't, leave a comment. I read the comments all the time. I'll be scrolling them probably as I fall asleep tonight ahead of tomorrow night's NASCAR Cup Series Championship. I know the format, the championship race is correctly going to face a ton of scrutiny tonight. I don't think it should take away from tomorrow's NASCAR Cup Series finale. Again, because unlike Trucks at Xfinity, there's been no runaway dominant driver in Cup. Like I said, if Briscoe, if Hamlin, Byron, Larson, if any one of them wins tomorrow, you could make a very compelling case as to why they deserve the championship. All due respect to Jesse Love, it's hard to say his season was more deserving of a championship than Connor Zilich's, for example. Damn it, I ended the video with an anti-Jesse Love statement. I'll just sum it up simply. Don't hate the player, hate the game. Leave it at that. Everyone understands that. You know what I'm trying to say. That's all I've got. Thanks for watching my instant race reaction, folks. I'll talk to you again tomorrow after the Cup race. Have a great rest of your night, folks.